Good evening. It is Saturday night. Saturday night here. I'm live on YouTube. I'm hoping to get a bunch of people in here and have a great conversation about whatever's on our minds. So I'm going to make sure I can see who's here. Give me a second. Okay. Just make sure I can see who's here. Give me a. Okay. Hi, Raven Kennedy. Hi, I think Agape Love, always and forever. Hi, Irvidon. Good to see you guys coming in. Hi, Summer. Hey, Lisa. Hello, Libra. Welcome. Did you guys get a notification I was going to do this? Hi, Pamela. Yep, Saturday night, thought that I would do a live stream for a little while because I felt like it. It's raining, so if we don't have a real good, if it's a little broken up or something, let me know, but it is raining right now. Hi, Judy. Wow, welcome. So glad to see you guys here. Yeah, it is like 8 p.m. in my time zone. I didn't go to family night tonight. Normally on Saturdays I go to family night, but I just wasn't in the mood and they were having hot dogs and I was just not into it. Hey, cool. Well, Libra, here I am. I must have felt your vibrations because something just said, hey, Irvidon says we've got snow in the mountains. Wow. Hi, Canine Therapy. Welcome. Yeah, we have rain right now, and Rosie's under my table. She hates the rain, won't eat her dinner, and just she'll follow me everywhere. Hi, Grace Beyond. Welcome. Hi, Raven. 8 p.m. for you. So then you're in Central Time Zone. Oh, Libra, I'm so sorry your ex-husband passed away. 54 is so young. Believe me, I know what it's like to lose a husband for sure, and family. And I can only say that you just have to live your life every day to the fullest, because that you just don't know how long and how precious life is. Judy's in the Bay Area. She said perfect weather there. Oh, I love that area. Yeah, I'm ready for cooler. We've had a hot couple. I mean, like all last week really was high 80s. So I'm ready for a little chill. I'm glad, Libra, that you're with people. It's always, when you lose someone, it's good to have some people around, and just, you just have to celebrate the person's life and just make sure that you don't waste any of yours, right? I don't have a thunder coat for Rosie. I never have gotten one. They're like 30 something dollars. I doubt that it would help her because I've put like a tight, blanket around her and held her, and she's still not thrilled. As soon as the rain comes, she won't eat. She just looks at me, Hey, Orange Tabby. Glad to see you too. Hi, Janice. Well, I'm glad you stopped by, Janice. Have a good rest of your weekend. Yeah, I didn't want to go to a family night. It was at Kathy's ex-husband's house, and they were serving hot dogs. And I thought, ugh, I don't want a hot dog. So I stayed home. So that's what I'm doing. So I stayed home and watched a little television, and there's really nothing that I want to see. And I thought, why not, communicate with some friends? And that's what I did. Oh, that's awful, Libra. Brain cancer. I'm sure you're not feeling good about it. My husband, he had multiple myeloma, and it hit him like really, really hard when it hit him. Up till then, we didn't know anything was that wrong with him, but he got February 18th, he was like the first. We had to take him to the hospital because his leg swelled up. And then he was dead in May. And it was a real rough time. Come here. Lily's just doing her little crybaby act. If you hear it in the background, she's really fine. She doesn't care about the rain. I'm sorry though, Libra. It's good that you're here because then you're not around, and you're not by yourself and you're with people. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to rain, but it did. And I'm glad I'm here because she would have been really sad. Hi, Mary. Thank you for coming in. Yes, everybody say a little prayer for Libra because she's lost someone. And, you know, there's not much anyone can do. You just go through this and you go through it. Sometimes it takes longer. Some people, we all grieve in our own special way. Hi, Joe. I'm going to see Celtic Thunder November 30th in Grand Prairie, Texas, which is right by Dallas. Well, you're in the right place, Libra. You're with friends. Yeah, the future is something we can't see. The only thing we can do is to like wake up in the morning and make the best of the day as much as possible. And you're going to have bad days when you lose a friend or a husband or a wife or a sister. There's nothing happy about that. It really does take its toll on us. But you just have to really hang in there. Just hang in there, one foot in front of the other. And you'll have your good days and bad days. And as long as it takes is what it takes. Sometimes it takes years to really get over someone. I just hated seeing my husband suffer. I think that was like really the worst thing. Just having, and nothing I could do about it. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. Yeah, big hugs sent to you, Libra. Just, just try to chill. I know you're feeling to feel bad, but try to just think of good thoughts about it. Hi, Beverly. Oh, thank you. Well, I took my shower and I put a little face on and thought, okay, I'll do a live stream. Right, Judy, exactly. We know it is waves. Sometimes it's a tsunami. But after a while, I have to say, after a while, and I don't know how while it is for you, but for me, it took me about a year, really. And then the waves came less often, but 4 years later, and I still have the feelings, but nothing as deep and hard as it once was. Come here. Why are you crying over there? Dogs. Hi, CM. Welcome from New Mexico. That's where I'm going to visit this coming year because it's already like what? It's already October. But next year I want to go see Santa Fe. I definitely want to check out Santa Fe. Yeah, so we can talk about that. Actually, I sometimes just daydream of times that had passed that I had my husband around and how it felt to just whatever we were going through at the time. And I still do that 4 years later. Um, you know, it's really, it is. It's just unexpected sometimes. You might hear a song or you go to the grocery store and you see something that your husband or your wife really loved. And then you just kind of keep going. You have to keep going, and you have to do the things that you really want to do that you didn't think you had maybe time for. But I feel like definitely you need to keep doing, just keep going and make plans. Maybe not right away, but in the near future, make some plans to do something. That's right. Celtic Thunder is coming to Reno. Yeah, a smell will do it. Wow. Well, you know what? Canine therapy. Rosie is going to be 12 years old in May. Yeah, that kind of bothers me, but thank you, Summer. God bless you too. Oh, I'd love to see the balloons. That must be beautiful. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. Welcome to Saturday night chat. We're talking about, Libra law. Her ex-husband passed away, so we were just talking about, grief and how you handle it. And we all, there's nobody that gets away scot-free in life. We all lose people. We watch our our loved ones pass away, and we have to keep going. Hi, Patricia. It's 2 a.m. in Wales. Oh my gosh. Well, have a real good sweet dream tonight. Yeah, I think New Mexico. I haven't really been to New Mexico. I've been to a lot of other places around it. I've been to Arizona and California, but I really haven't been there while I'm an adult. So I look forward to someday. Just it's not that far away. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, you know what? When I started my channel, um, I was I was like a new spouse. I mean, I was really new to losing my husband, and I pretty much just I used YouTube in my channel for just surviving. Rosie's Bichon Shih Tzu, and she's going to be 12 in May, and she seems very healthy. I'm hoping she has a very long life. What's that mean? A phone alert that I was on, Judith? How was I on? What do you mean? You mean a notifying that I was live on here? I hope. Okay, well, I'm glad you found it. Welcome. Hi, Terry. Wow, that's really neat, Terry. Terry says after his wife passed away on his anniversary, she came in the morning and she felt her kiss him on the cheek and say she loved him and happy anniversary, sweetheart, and then left. You know what? That's really neat. I've had a couple of dreams of my husband. It's not easy to be all alone, Catherine. I just, when you don't have any choice, that's what you do. Yeah, I started YouTube. My husband and I, before he passed away, like the year before he died, we were really into looking for the right RV, whether it be a trailer or a motorhome with a Class A, or we never considered a van, but I wanted something big because I thought, how can you live in a small thing? I mean, I kept thinking, oh, I want a 36 footer, but now that I know better, that's way too big. Um, so he got sick, and I decided, well, I'll wait a year. I stayed in the home that we had for 1 year and put it up for sale. And it sold on the day of his death, like 1 year anniversary of his passing. The house sold. Isn't that wild? Anyway, so that took me for a loop, of course, and then I started the channel thinking I'll get into it. That's why I called myself RVDebs, because I thought I'm going to get an RV. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I thought I was going to travel all over. You don't really think totally clear for a while. I mean, your needs change too, but that got me going, and I finally bought a little travel trailer. This is it. Actually, I bought a travel. At first, I bought a 17-foot trailer, and it was really nice. It was a 2012, but it was too small to live in. I wish I had that now as a second trailer, but I sold it and got this one. And I live in a 27-foot Salem LE by Forest River travel trailer. It's comfortable. It's pretty good. Hi, Judy. Thank you. Oh, okay. Have a nice evening and a good weekend, Judy. Keep in touch. Hi, Timothy. Welcome. Yeah, so that's how I started my channel, and it grew, but mostly it was about spouse loss and surviving, starting over. Because starting over is the big thing. I mean, when you're with someone for a long time and you've made plans with that person for your life, especially spouse. I mean, um, the it just everything's changed, and I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor for sure, and it is not easy. I get lonely. I do. I live here. I choose to stay home sometimes, like tonight. I really didn't feel like a bunch of family. You know, I didn't. Hi, Sunny girl. Yeah, so that's how I started my channel, and then a year, like a year to like the day he passed away, I sold the mobile home we had, and I bought the travel trailer with the money and moved to a Palm Harbor, Florida RV park for about, I think it was like 3 months, and then got on the road and went to Alabama and stayed there for quite a while. And because I just hated traveling, I didn't hate traveling, I hated pulling this trailer on my truck. I felt like it was way too heavy, kind of freaked me out. No place to stop easily. Two dogs, you can't go through drive-throughs. So I just wound up staying with Kathy and Mark on their property, and the rest is history. I mean, I love it here now. I don't think it's the most fantastic place in the world. I probably would be more apt to think something up in the Northwest would have been perfect, but you know what? There's no mistakes. So I'm supposed to be here. I know, isn't that amazing that the sign where I sold it the day that he passed away, like 1 year. I wanted to wait a year because I was grieving and I was going to spouse loss group at hospice, which really helped me. So if anyone is feeling really deep, deep grief, there are free hospice all over the country, and they hold grieving, like uh, I guess it's not a class really. It's just a group that meets. And I did spouse loss, and it really helped me. And I still have those friends now. Yes, Grace. She said the hardest part is making the big decision that the two of you always made together, selling and buying. They are and it was like, yeah, you just have to like keep going. Hi, Judy. And I did. Oh, good, Sonny. It came today. That's right. It was supposed to come on Friday. I'm glad you like it. I just made another one similar to that one today. And I made another necklace because I sold 3 necklaces and 1 headband and a hat. I sold my tie-dyed hat. So I'm so happy. Well, Libra, in a way, it was your distance paths, but you still had, something very, you connected with this man. And, in a way, it'll be hopefully easier for you to just keep going and not be so depressed because, like you said, you weren't married to him anymore, but nobody wants to lose anyone. I've never heard of grief share. That's supposed to be an excellent program. Where's that from? So, does anybody want to know how I met Kathy? have I ever told you guys how I met my very best friend in the whole world? Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's interesting. Well, he's 28 years old and he's probably going to take it hard. So you got to be there for him. Okay, the way that I met Kathy, this goes back to we met in 1980, and I was 30. I had just turned 30, or I was turning. No, I turned 30. I was going with this guy. I was living in Key West, Florida at the time. I lived there almost 3 years, and I was going with this guy, and I found him cheating on me, and I really was upset. So I like packed up my. I had a van actually at the time, and packed it up and went to North Miami where my mom and dad had an apartment in this like 4-story kind of a semi high rise in the area. And I met Kathy. Okay, so the neighbors of my parents were home, and my parents weren't home when I got there, all upset. So they let me in their place to wait. And they said they belonged to Overeaters Anonymous, which I had never been to. So they said, you need to come to a meeting with us. So it was a brother and sister. So anyway, my parents came home and I started, they had an extra bedroom and I didn't know what I was going to do, but I certainly didn't want to be in the situation. So I moved from Key West. And anyway, I went to an OA meeting and I stood up in front of everybody at the time and I introduced myself and I told them I was playing guitar and singing in Key West, which that's what I did then. And if anybody wanted to be my friend, you could put your phone number on a, they always pass a notebook around. It's just first names and phone numbers. So I put my first name and phone number in, and Kathy called me and invited me for a dinner. And she had 2 little boys at the time, Lee and Nathan. They were like, I think 6 and 7. So anyway, that's how we met. And it was kind of an instant thing. And when I went to her house for dinner, I'll never forget, she made a Cuban style roasted chicken, which was so delicious. Her 2 little boys were adorable. And I brought my guitar, and I had a dog named Ty at the time. And we just clicked. And that was how we met. And we have never looked back. I mean, we have always just been really close. And now we're closer than sisters. I mean, we're as close as the best sisters. I wouldn't stay here if she wasn't here. She's, you know, I love the kids though. Now that I'm close and they call me Bubby, I do feel like this is home. And yeah, the family went to dinner at normal 6 p.m. It is awesome, Catherine. I mean, what a good friend. And like um interesting too, and I'm not sure, I don't know if I told you guys this, I forget. That's what happens when you get older. But Kathy's mom, Mary, lives in a house about 3 blocks from here, a bigger house with 2 bathrooms, nice. And she was talking to Kathy that she wants Kathy and Mark, when she passes away, to live in her house. And she said, why don't you let Debbie live in your house? Well, Kathy told me, so when that happens, I'll have a house to live in. If I'm still here, who knows? I don't want her to die. I told Mary, I said, you're going to live to 100, Mary. But we don't know. She's 89. So I have, I've been adopted. I mean, Lee and Nathan, Kathy's sons, were close to me forever. We've always been close. Even her ex-husband and I have known each other over 30 years, 38 years. Can't imagine, 38 years. Well, I know. When I lived in Florida and they moved to Texas, and then I was in Alabama, I didn't like living far away from her because we had traveled together and work. We worked together, and it was hard to not be in the same place. Yeah, Mary is very spry. At 89, she has really no aches and pains. Like she's, I mean, she does great, and she watches what she eats. And thanks, Marianne. I'm glad you're here. Irva asked how did Kathy's family get to Texas? I've never been to London, Jake. I would love to go to England. That would be such a wonderful place to go visit. Yes. So Kathy came to visit me while I was in Alabama, and she pretty much, I knew that I was going to come to Texas. Whether or not I stayed, I didn't know at the time. And the way that Kathy's, none of the family is from Texas. It's a weird thing because most people in this town, if you ask them, they've lived in Texas all their life. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if most of them have stayed in within a 50-mile radius of this place here all their life. So the way that we all got to Texas, it starts with actually her first son, Lee. He's only a year older than Nathan. I think they're 19 months apart. He had a woman at the time, and she had a baby, and that's Joey. And Joey's like in his 20s now. He's the one that fixed my leak. He's really great. So Lee wanted to be close to him, so he came to Texas pretty much to like because his mother lived in this area. So that's how it started, and then he became a policeman, and then he went in the service, and he came back. Anyway, that's how it started. Lee was the first one, and then basically offered Nathan and Nadia at the time to work with him. They came, and they got a house like that too. And then after that, Lee's wife's family came from Guatemala and moved here, and her brother and sister-in-law moved here. Kathy's ex-husband moved in, so did Kathy and Mark. And then Mary, her mom, finally moved here. And the thing about it is everybody got homes real fast, like cheap, inexpensive, easy to get. It wasn't hard. Like the transition was like meant to be. Hi, Amanda. It's a crazy story because like no, like I said, most people here are from here. It's a little town, and some people I've talked to, like I went to the senior center last week, just on Monday. They had music every once a month on Monday, the first Monday of the month. All these, country people get together with their guitars and their basses and stuff. Hi, Don. No, I don't know about everyone living happily ever after. But I was talking to this couple, and like they've been married for like 60 some years, and they went to high school together here. How are you, Don? I miss you. Um, the locals are pretty nice to us. I think that our family was a really good addition to this town. Like Nathan and Nadia and the three boys. Nadia is she teaches. She's a what do you call it? A substitute teacher. She's very active in our church. And Lee and Stephanie, they've got Buds. They've got Kendall and Company and the Ace Hardware, and now they have, it's called Farmhouse Grill in the next town over. So they've made a name for themselves. They're here. They're here to stay. Ah, thanks, Don. You say the nicest things. You've been very scarce lately, but I'm glad you made it into the chat. So it's like a beginning of a month, October, one of my favorite months. and the weather starts to change, and just things are better, and people have more energy. I feel, when it comes to autumn. And I got a birthday coming up, the very last day of the month, October 31st. Last year, I remember sitting on the porch and Kathy's and giving out candy, and like every kid and all ages are trick-or-treating. Every kid in town comes here. It's busy. They even have like hay rides full of, the children and some parents too. And it's fun. I never had that in Florida because when you live in a retirement community, Halloween's nothing. You have to, if you want to go see Halloween, you're going to have to like go to another neighborhood. Yeah, restaurants. It's not something I'd want to own, and it's a lot of work and a lot of people. They have a lot of employees. Just think about Ace Hardware, 2 restaurants, and a what you call it, uh, Kendall and Company sells oils, all kinds of stuff, like healing stuff. Yes, Libra, you might want to like take something to chill if you got like a PM, and try to go to sleep tonight. Yeah, that's the thing. I lived in an area where trick or treating wasn't, it just didn't happen. As a matter of fact, a lot of people in Florida, when they take their kids, they go to the mall. It's safe. And they like, which is sad that it has to be like that, but all the stores, give candy out. When I grew up, we used to go the night before Halloween. They called it Beggar's Night. Anybody else ever go trick or treating the night before? You knock on the door and go, Beggar's Night. We had 2 nights, but there's lots of trick or treaters here. So Mary says, oh, that's Kathy's mama. She's like, I put the lights out. I don't want no kids knocking at my door. She's funny. Yeah, they work hard. They close, all their restaurants are closed on Saturdays, which is, I know, strange, but their uh, that's their belief. Yeah, I don't think I could work it. I mean, when I was young, I tried bartending and waitressing, and I wasn't that good at waitressing at all. Bartending I could do. There's no McDonald's here, Catherine. The closest McDonald's is an hour drive to Abilene, but you can always go through the drive-through at Bud's and get tea, and hamburgers. Yes, they close, all their businesses are closed Saturdays, and then open Sunday through Friday. Yeah, we have a small grocery store here, and it has a little bit of everything, but you pay a little extra, and it doesn't have all the goodies. I like to go to a good grocery store, but in between I go there. Judith, there probably is, because there's more churches in such a little town and all the other little towns, and I'm sure there's got to be that church too. Um, Kathy and Mark belong to the Foursquare. That's the name of the church. I don't really belong to that church. I mean, I go to it with them once in a while. Yeah, they have a lot of good help. They need a lot of good help, actually. Bud's is really busy. I've only been to the Farmhouse Grill on the opening day, so I don't know how they're doing, but she always puts on Facebook and Instagram. She puts every time they have a special every night, like every day they have specials. So she always takes a good picture. She's very good at marketing. Hi, Terry. Yes, Terry, there is a small hospital with 12 beds, and there's a clinic which I go to. And if you have an emergency, of course, there's an emergency room. And they usually, if anything's really bad, they have a helicopter that comes and takes the person to either Wichita Falls or Abilene. People actually pay insurance. Yes, Monday is the town. Munday is the town that the Farmhouse Grill is located. Um, yeah, so they have a helicopter insurance here that because it's expensive to if you have to be flown. And so people pay like I don't know how much. It's not a lot of money. I think it's $60 a year or something, just in case. I've never been in a helicopter. That would be enough to give me a heart attack. Yeah, the restaurants are both very home cooked type Texas food. I wish they were a little different. I would love to see something that, is different, but I don't know how good it would be. It seems like all the restaurants serve chicken fried steak, chicken fried chicken, and they all have like white, kind of thick white gravy that they serve with the chicken tenders, which I never saw before, and Texas toast. No, me either, Catherine, and I hope I never have to be. She said never been in an ambulance, and I haven't either. Lucky, my friend Lucky, who's got a YouTube channel, he has an ambulance that he's fixed into a really cool RV. Like it's got everything. It's amazing. And he's 87 and he travels all around. Hi, Leisure. Yeah, well, then you would love to come to this little town because chicken fried steak fingers is like, oh, actually, they have steak fingers or they have the big steak. It's very breaded and I'm just not used to it. It's not bad. It's tasty, but it's not something I've ever craved. Yes, Lucky's an amazing guy. I mean, he's 87, but he's got the oomph, the for life, the zest for life, and he's always looking to be busy, and he's very creative. A nice man. I like him. He came and visited me and spent the night in his ambulance, his RV. Right, Don. Deep fried everything. Don, I wanted to take Kathy and Mark to that restaurant you took me to in Hamlin, and it was never open when we went, and it was too far of a drive. They had the best poppers. If I could have, any kind of like a little restaurant here, we have Mexican, and we have a good Isabella's is also very good, and Bud's does Mexican food too. Um, I would like to see, like real bagels and sandwiches that are, like New York style, but that would never happen here. Oh, Libra, these poppers and Donald tell you meat because we had them together. They would take the jalapeno, they stuff it with cream cheese and brisket, a really yummy brisket, and then they wrap this thick bacon around like it looks like a big bullet. It's all covered in bacon, and they of course have like toothpicks, and they deep fry it, and it's like so good. Timothy's asking if we have UPS or FedEx delivery. We have delivery, yes, but we don't have like an office, a UPS. We'd have to go somewhere else. But we do get deliveries. That's one of my favorite things, Judy. Fried green tomatoes. That's not popular here. That's more popular in Florida. I know. It's so the poppers were like outrageous. Like if I ever go back to that place in Hamlin And the food was good, but I would just order like a couple of orders of poppers. But I love fried green tomatoes with remoulade kind of sauce. I really miss like being able to get, good seafood. Like Alabama had the best seafood. Yes, Catherine, the country style Texas food is definitely not a Canadian thing, but it's all delicious. Right, a deli bakery would be great. Hi, Hootie, retired in Florida. He said he just smoked some ribs. That sounds delicious. I didn't even have dinner tonight. I had a peach. I probably will eat something after I get done with the chat. Yeah, I like hot stuff too. Uh, I don't like it so hot that it kills me. Like I've been to Thai restaurants and you say medium and you can't even, like I've had my eyes just water. It's sad that a lot of towns don't, can't support a bakery. Like here, we're I don't know. It just nothing seems to just Bud's is really good and Isabella's and there's a couple of drive-through burrito places. Everybody has burritos. My husband was allergic to pepper. Any kind of hot peppers, regular black pepper, red pepper, even paprika. He couldn't eat any of that. And I had to always have hot sauce on the side. Well, we do have a little pizza place that sells it's a walk-in and you order. It's kind of like a deli, but not really a deli. But they have pizza, chicken wings, and I think a few things I haven't really gotten. I like a good hot sauce. I like the green tomatillo. When I go to Isabella's, they always give the red salsa. Like, well, I always ask for the green stuff because to me it's best. So, Catherine, being in Edmonton, Canada, what is the kind of foods? What do you get out there? What's a specialty? Anything in particular? I'm curious because when I lived in Buffalo, New York, or visited, we would go to Ontario and stay at our cottage, which was on the Canadian side. And I can only remember having like French fries with vinegar, which I happen to like. Most people don't like vinegar on their French fries, but I do. I'd like to go to England because I know they have some good fish and chips. Where's Tabor? I don't know where that is. I love kimchi, and I have some kimchi. That is something that I'm going to eat later. It's very healthy and it's spicy, and I love it. And I also have some hummus, and I bought some of those little baby red, yellow, and orange peppers. They're small, the miniatures, and I stuff them with hummus, and I try to eat good, and that's a good thing. Yeah, I've had Thai food one time in Vegas. Kathy and I went to this Thai restaurant. It was so hot that I could not eat the food, and I normally can eat it. And I could even have the to-go box in the car because my eyes just and my nose just tearing terrible. I was like allergic. Oh, okay. So Tabor is in Canada. Oh, okay. Well, supposedly we have 1,130 people population, but I don't think they've counted the family, so they might have to redo this. I don't know how often they change the sign. Thai food is really one of my favorite foods. If I had to go to a restaurant besides king crab, Hi, Huntress. If I had to go to a restaurant and get whatever I want, but I would get king crab. But because most places don't have it, I'd go to a Thai restaurant. And I also like, Japanese restaurants. I like sushi rolls. That's what I took myself out when I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jake wants to know what I would do if I won $1 million. Ooh. You know what I know what I would do. I would definitely share it with Kathy and Mark. Um, and I probably I would, they really want to have a fenced in area so that dogs can be out without worrying about them. And Mark wants to get like a golden retriever or something someday. So if I had the money, I would fence in their place. I would give them that instant hot water and help their kitchen out and redo it because the house is nice. You know, I don't know. I think I would travel some. I'd probably get a really nice brand new, like super high top van and just enjoy I wouldn't really change a lot, but definitely my vehicle would change. I know what poutine is. Yes. I watched this one lady, I can't think of her, Foodie Beauty. She's a woman on YouTube and she likes to do these mukbangs and eat and she loves poutine. And please people, while you're here, give me a thumbs up. It helps with my month. It really does. And um, it's all I can do is just to try to, make a little something on YouTube. But I've been fortunate this week because I sold the 3 necklaces I made. I sold the bracelet. I sold a headband. I got to pack them up this week, and a hat. So that really helped me because last month I just spent money that I didn't have, especially going away to Kansas City. I would love to have a Trader Joe's here. Well, poutine is like French. It's like a bowl of French fries that they've put cheese, all kinds of cheese, and oh, what else is on there? Cheese and something else. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Grandma Patty. I love you. So kind of you. You are something special. Gravy. That's right. Yeah, poutine has like a thick, cheesy, and lots of gravy, and it's very, very fattening and yummy, I'm sure. I've really never ordered it. Brown gravy, cheese, and fries. That's what poutine is. And it's popular in Canada. It's comfort food, that's for sure. It's not something that I go to. I'm not a big, I think, well, I like food in general. I won't lie, of course, but I do like my Thai food and all that. When I'm eating like not good stuff, it's because I've got like cream cheese and bread and that. But I don't really get into like fries. I don't do potatoes that much. Um, I like sweets. That's my downfall. But I wouldn't mind. I mean, I like a good French fry. I don't make my own or anything. I know, Leisure. It's an interesting combination, but like it's big time there. That and there that the what's the guy, the coffee and donut place, Nort Tim Horton. That's big in Canada. I don't remember things being that great for food in Canada. I know they had really good cheese in Ontario where we lived. Definitely good cheese and salamis and stuff. Um, I don't know if I like lentils that much. They're okay. I did buy some green lentils and never have cooked them. As a matter of fact, I got that free Kasori instant pot and I've never done the video. I feel guilty. It's gone downhill. Bummer. Hi, Lone Star. Welcome. Waving back. Just having a Saturday night get together, just a nice little chat. All subjects are welcome, really. But here, you got barbecue, a lot of barbecue. Although we don't have anyone here doing barbecue, but barbecue and steaks in Texas are supposed to be big. And of course, Mexican food, Tex-Mex, kind of a mixture. And everybody has burgers, but burritos are big. Quesadillas are really, I like quesadillas. But I would love to try. That's the thing. If I had $1 million, I would definitely get to Europe at least once before I'm too old to go. Hi, RV. Keeping it rolling along. I know. And they sent me an email about I guess it's about a month ago, because I had told them I had gotten a cold. When they sent it to me, that was my first excuse for not doing the Instapot video. And the Instapot is right next to my desk out in the garage where my workspace. I feel guilty every time I see it. I have to do the Instapot. I figure, now that the weather's changed, I'll probably feel like cooking more. I haven't really been cooking a lot lately. Sometimes I'll make something and think, should I put the camera on? Should I? And then I wind up not doing it. It's because it's a hassle. Yeah, I would love to have the Instapot. I have no counter space. That's my problem with the big Instapot. It's like big, and I don't have any place to keep it. And Kathy has an Instapot already. So what I'm going to do is bring it into her house and make a pot of beans with like maybe some a roast in it, and make a nice meal and do a video so I don't have the guilt. Well, I don't want to give it away because I really do want it. I just, in my living situation right now, it's not conducive. I'm only one person. I don't have counter space for an Instapot right now. Yeah, the New Wave oven was a good thing. When I got the New Wave oven and I lived in Alabama, actually I lived in Florida when my cousin gave it to me, the New Wave. I used it all the time. I don't use it anymore. Actually, it's under my bed. So hi Dink T. Yup, you caught me live. Live in living color. I've never tried an air fryer, but I think that's a real good way to cook some chicken and stuff. And New Wave oven is kind of like it does air, so it circulates air, and then it's got a microwavy kind of thing in it. It's kind of three different ways that it cooks, and it does a good job. My favorite way to cook it would be to like cover it with tin foil, put it in the oven, um, with lots of nice butter and a little bit of cinnamon and no brown sugar, so maybe sugar substitute. Judith said she had to go get something to eat. I guess I get people hungry. I'll have to try that, Alibra. I really need to look into that. Hi, Michelle. I need an air fryer. That's what I need. Hi, Deborah. How's Florida tonight? Is it cooler? I'm going to have to do some cooking videos. I know, but at least the weather's changing, because cooking in the middle of summer was just not something I was in the mood for. I'm kind of moody that way. I go in, like, sometimes I paint, then I put it away. Sometimes I make jewelry. Sometimes I'm into cooking. Then I get into health food. Yes, I did, Catherine. That was from Grandma Patty, and I much appreciate it. Oh, yes. It's very special because what it does, the super chat, I don't ever ask people to send me money because I wouldn't be able to send people money. I don't have a lot of money. But when it helps, it does help my month because, well, y'all know. I mean, YouTube's it's hard to make anything. Jake said if there's one place in the U.S. you could spend a month, where would it be? Yeah, when it's warm in the summer, I don't feel like cooking that much, and I don't. Where's a place I'd like to be for a month if I could go anywhere I want? Just one place? Probably, oh, it's hard to say. I'd like to be on the beach somewhere, and that would be a real nice month. But another place I would like to be would be like the coast of Oregon, you know. Um, yes, leisure. Seems like everybody has Patreon accounts. I don't know what I would do on the Patreon account. I'm not sure how many people would even want to do that. Jason Nash, who is what he's this comedian. They're crazy. I watch the craziest videos. Jason Nash, they've got like a lot of followers. I mean, they're up there. But he has a Patreon account and he says, I only want $1. So he's got like so many hundred thousands of people that if, he gets a bunch of people giving him $1 a month, it could be big money. It's crazy. What would you guys think I should show on the Patreon account? Like that would make it worth it, you know? That sounds delicious. RVing is going to make us hungry. She's eating a thick pork chop off the grill with a baked potato. As far as like editing videos, a lot of people say that take hours and hours and hours. I think they're making a bigger thing out of it, but it does take time. I mean, even my simple videos I edit, it usually takes me sometimes a little over an hour to do that. That would be easy, Catherine. Yeah, I thought about that. I've thought about like making things for the people that are in Patreon. So I don't know. We'll see. It is good that it's a good way to make some money. Hi, Sally. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. It's always good to have a chat with you guys. Who are you talking about? Oh, I would do that gladly, Catherine. Yeah, and I think people would like to see me painting, but it's just, I don't know. I don't really drink alcohol. Like Jake says that spending the day at the beach would lead to binge drinking for most people. I really don't. I mean, if I had a margarita with dinner, I'm happy. That's plenty. And I haven't had a margarita in 2 years, 3 years. I like a glass of wine. Nobody really drinks here. No. It's just Christian Foursquare. I don't know what that means, but that's the name of the church. Lone Star had ham and salad for dinner. I like good salad. Just finished Taipei chicken. You guys are getting me hungry. I only use my cell phone. Oops. I use my cell phone to do my videoing. I'm not real fancy. Um, there's a program that's free that I use. And it takes me an hour, hour and a half sometimes. It depends. Sometimes I'll do it and then I'll come back to it and finish it up. It's not that bad, but then there are people that really do a job. I mean, they've got GoPros on the roof of their RVs and ones that face them. And I mean, that's a lot of editing. That is a lot. I've taught myself everything. I really don't know how to be any fancier. So, what time is it? 9 p.m. It's been an hour. I don't even know how many people are here. Let's see. 56. Yeah, I use it on my I just upload it to with my phone to YouTube, and then I can edit the video on YouTube if I want to. Oh, Patty, that sounds good. Yeah, we don't have anything like that. Even in Abilene, I've looked for like vegetarian restaurants. There's nothing there. Thanks, Don. I always feel like I need to make it fancier. I use what's it called? Nothing like brain going. KindMaster, KINEMASTER, and you can do it. They'll charge you, I think, $39 a year or $5.99 a month or free. And if it's free, then they have like a little thing that says KindMaster at the top. So I let the sign be there. I do love eggplant. Yes, I do. I could go for a good eggplant parmesan. One of the things about eggplant is if you want to like breaded eggplant, it takes a lot of oil, to fry it up and brown it on each side and breadcrumbs. Sounds good, doesn't it? Are you better? Come on up. Come on. Rosie feels better because it stopped raining. Come here. Come here. Show everybody. Hold on a minute. Come here. There. Rosie said, I feel much better. Much better now. The rain stopped and I ate my dinner. Okay, go sit down. Whoa. Come on back up. Hey, Lily. Y'all see Lily? I forget what info I gave you. Ellen sounds funny. That sounds like me. If I binge, it's not going to be on liquor. I kind of like, and I've told you guys this before, that I think marijuana should be legal all over the world, all over the country, but it's not. That would be what I would choose to if I was going to go to the beach and smoke a joint. Hi, Seattle, Judy. This says it says I just got this. Um, Forget what it says. I'll have to take it off and look at it. I can't. Can you read it? Let's see if you can read it. Hold on. I'll move the camera. Let's see. Yeah, you guys can read it. Cling to what is good. That's what it is. Cling to what is good. It's a quote from Romans in the Bible. Yeah, it's good to have a place where you feel comfortable to work. Thank you, Grace. Beyond. Have a good night yourself and the rest of the weekend. Oh, I love baba ganoush, Patty. That's yummy. I like Greek food too. And in Florida, there's lots of Greek restaurants. You don't find that here, though. Cling to what is good. Yes. Really? Oh, you get sick smelling it. Oh, boy. Hi, Bob. That's interesting. He said that pot was passed by a ballot question as legal here in Massachusetts for 2 years, and there's still not one shop opened. Yes, Libra, people wear hats and mittens in the winter. We get pretty cold here. And not nobody does that here. This is just not the place for it. Oh, good Greek salads. See, now that sounds good to me. What do I think of TV judges? I don't really watch them. Once in a while, I'll watch them, and I think it's like TV, you know. Hi, Marion. That's how I feel, Dink. I just feel like it's something that is good for anxiety. It's good for pain. It's good for sleep, and it's better than taking pills. But you know, some people are afraid of it. Hi, totally, Kathy. Welcome. Yeah, here in Texas, I don't think it'll ever be even close to legal. Hot flash. Yeah. No, you know, Texas is very conservative. I have tried that, Jake, but it's pills, you know. It is good for anxiety, though. You're right. But, and I've learned to live without it. When I don't have it, I don't have it, you know. But I mean, that's just something that if I had my, you know, if I could change things. Hey, Catherine. Okay, have a nice evening. Enjoy your rest of your weekend. Texas is, well, it's not that it's behind times. It's just that it's so conservative that it will never be voted in. You know, people are afraid of it. Now CBD oil is very popular and legal. That's good because it's helping people. Not everybody wants to get high on it. CBD doesn't get you high. How's the kids today, Patty? Driving you crazy? I remember the Herman's Hermits. Yes, I do, Jake. I really do. Big time. I bought today. Okay, well, last night, Celtic Thunder had a concert somewhere up north. I don't know where they were, but they put it live online. You had to pay $30 to see it, and then you could see the concert like 48 hours afterwards. And I know Marion, believe me. Um, so I got to watch well, the beginning of the concert. You couldn't. It was breaking up and freezing. I got to watch the second half, and then I went online and I bought a T-shirt today. So when I go to see Celtic Thunder, I've got a T-shirt, and it's black. I think it's got piano keys and then Celtic Thunder X. Never a dull moment at Patty's house. That's right, Dink. I mean, I when I first tried pot, I was like 15 years old in Los Angeles because my older sister, who was 4 years older, she smoked it. Everybody smoked it back then. Yes, Bob. Swing by for a visit. As a matter of fact, I just had Carrie, who comes in here a lot, him and his wife. They came by and they didn't knock at my door and they didn't try to get a message to me and they kept going. They went to Lubbock, but they were here, right here behind my house. Right, Libra, exactly. I wish I could do it with you. I've never heard that one, think Agape. That's weird because mushrooms are more psychedelic. Marijuana just is mellow. It just makes you mellow, makes you, I don't, it doesn't have any major reaction for me. Yeah, me too, Marion. That's why I never talk politics because not around here. I don't even want to get into it. I've been to Vero Beach. It is nice there. That's a good part of Florida, that area. And then the other really good part is, of course, the Panhandle and even Clearwater on the beach. Love it. Yeah, well, the thing about it is if it's not something that's good for somebody, like if you tried marijuana and it made you paranoid and you didn't feel comfortable, then it's not for you, really. And that's just how I feel. If it makes you relax, like it doesn't make me paranoid. It, I just remember feeling like wanting to talk and visit with my friends and feel good. That's really cool, Judith. Thing is that the money that's made like in Colorado and California and Oregon and Washington, that's a lot of extra money that our country could use. 32 years ago. Wow, Libra. Well, I'm in a place where it's just not going to happen here. Yeah, that's right, Patty. She said it's because it's illegal, it makes you paranoid big time. That's true. And you have to be very discreet. You can't, yeah, you don't want to be stupid. But I did start as a very, like 15 years old, and I don't want to say anymore because it's illegal. So we'll just, but I think it should be legal. What else can we discuss? Because I think that marijuana is over. What are we going to say? And there you go, Lone Star. You see, like everybody should just do their own thing. Thank you, Irva. You have a good week too. That's true, Sunny girl. One of the reasons I would like to travel. I first of all have friends in California and in Washington. I have some friends in New Mexico. Not that it's not legal there, but exactly. I agree. Jake, Valiums are not good for you. People have died on Valiums because they've mixed them with liquor. I mean, it's great that it's a relaxer when you're really upset, and that would work, but not as a regular thing. I mean, marijuana is like having a cocktail. It just relaxes you. It's not going into your bloodstream like Valium. Okay, thank you, Canine. Hi, Kara. Right, Grandma Patty. Yeah, you can't drive taking Valiums, but you drive on some weed as long as you're a good driver. I mean, you shouldn't drive on anything. Is anybody watching PD Live, Police Department Live on TV? Thank you. That's right. Think Agape. Valium is a chemical, and cannabis is a natural. God gave us that. You know, that's like a present. I just don't think there'd be enough room in one little van for me and you and the dogs. But that's a good offer. I agree with you, Bob. Most things are better shared with friends, good conversation, good food. You know, I don't think people should be driving down the road smoking pot. I'm against that. But I mean, you know, you have a nice dinner, you're with friends. Some people like to drink a glass of wine or a beer, and somebody likes to smoke a joint. What's the difference? Right, Libra. I don't understand that either. Like, you know, our society, all our doctors want to do is give us pills. So, no. I have to say that the medical profession has really been horrible lately. Well, not many people can do that, Jake. That's a very I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I just think that taking like Valium comes in like doesn't it come in 5 milligram and 10 milligram? 40 is a lot. That I mean, if you've been taking it for 20 years, I don't even know how a doctor would give you those. My doctor, if I ask him for something like anxiety, he'll give me 10. He'll give me 10. And then I have to go see him again. So, and there's no withdrawal symptoms from well, when I don't have some smoke pot, I don't have it. I don't have it. You know, I want it, but I don't have stomach ache or yell at people. But it's crazy to take you know, pills. If you take pills every day, well, it's not for me. I mean, everybody to their own. I live and let live. You know, that's my motto. Wow, that's surprising. We're 64 of us now. Wow. Have you ever stopped taking them, Jake? I mean, what happens if you didn't take those? Because that's a lot. I mean, it's a lot for someone that doesn't take it, you know? Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Bob says that he said, as a nurse, I can guarantee Valium is not considered the safest benzodi benzodiazepine, whatever you call it. Well, there was a song out in the '60s, "Mother's Little Helper," "Little Blue Pill." That was it. Yeah, if you stop, you get shaky because you are definitely addicted to that. And see, that's the difference between smoking some marijuana. It, that I don't know. There's a big difference between taking that many Valiums a day. I don't know what Elavil is. Yeah, I guess that Valiums, if you take them for 20 years, it would be hard to stop. But your doctor just writes you the prescription. I mean, Valium's good if you like somebody passed, like if like when my husband died, the doctor gave me not Valium, but he gave me lorazepam, and for a while I needed it to go to sleep. But I can't even get it if I wanted it. Yeah, remember the song with Little Blue, the Little Blue Mother's Helper? Yeah, I don't really like taking pills. I mean, if you need a pill, if you need it, your anxiety is really high and it helps you, that's up to you. That's okay. I just think that's a lot personally. I just hope that you can, lessen it, maybe take less than that. Yeah, but you're not dying if you stop it. You're just going through withdrawals. And of course you would after, 20 years of taking something. Man, speaking of getting songs in your head, there's a song by Celtic Thunder that if I watch the video and them singing it for like 3 nights in a row, every time I'm not even going to do it now because I don't want to think about it, but the words would go over in my head over and over. Oh, right, Rolling Stones, Mother's Little Helper. I can hear it in my head, that song. What program did I'm trying to keep up with you, Seattle Judy. You have to remind me. Your favorite is The Good Doctor on TV now. I've seen it. I don't really like. I like the reality shows best if I'm going to watch TV. I'm watching Survivor. Are you guys watching Survivor? Thanks, Leisure. That's right, Patty. What a drag it is getting old. I remember that song. It is a drag getting old, but then again, the alternative is not so good. No, you're not blocked. It just started. I think this was the second show on Wednesday. It did drive me crazy, Bob. For I swear, this one song, "The Streets of New York." I don't even. It has so many words to it, and it just went over and over and over in my head. When I used to perform, but this is a long time ago. I used to sing "White Rabbit." I did a pretty good job of it at the time. Columbo reruns. That's an oldie. Yeah, Survivor's pretty good this time. It's Davids versus Goliaths, which I don't understand the difference. I guess like the Davids seem to be the weaker team and the Goliaths are the strong team. Hi, RC Robertson. I'm glad you stopped by. Welcome. Welcome to the chat house. We're talking about everything. Anything and everything. Yeah, right now I'm watching it just started. Below Deck. Do you guys watch Below Deck? You should put that on your list. That's a good one. Yeah, I love Survivor. I like Below Deck. Um, 90 Day Fiance. Crazy. Married at First Sight. The Little People. I was just watching them. It's pretty interesting. People's lives. I like looking into people's lives. I'm a voyeur. Well, I agree with you, RV. Yeah, everybody's different. That's what's neat about the world. We're all human, and some of us are more like a certain way, some of us are another way, but it's okay. Nobody has to drink, nobody has to take pills, everybody has their own little thing. By the time you hit your 60s, too, you are who you are. Not much changing. Yeah, Saturday night. Yippee, this is my night. Oh, I haven't watched a Chico video in a long time, but I have him on my phone. I even have messages I've listened to that he left me. Jake says, do I think people who are supposedly addicted to pharmaceuticals are weak? No. The answer, no. I just think if you're addicted to pharmaceuticals, that you need to like wean yourself off, maybe with the help of the doctor. I like Discovery. Yeah, I don't. I just think that what you're on in your 20 years, and you know how you feel. Whatever's good for you. I have no right to tell you anything really, other than my concern is that that's a lot of Valium that really keeps a person feeling pretty like blah. I mean, it's gotta just. I couldn't do it. I mean, one 10 milligram Valium, and I am gonna sleep really good. So I know that's it. I don't think I need to learn how to plan the perfect murder. And then they catch him later on, because when the person kills the person, and then the feds or the police check, and it shows, oh yeah, they were watching the shows showing how to do it. Jake, how old are you? I'm curious. I'm just curious because 20 years. I know, Timothy. That's right. I bet I don't think someone dies. I don't. I'm hoping that they don't. I don't know, Seattle Judy, if Puff the Magic Dragon was about pot. I thought it was a kid's song. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. I used to sing that song too. Yeah. I'm just surprised that, Jake, that a doctor would prescribe that for you year after year. Are you like 50s? How old are you? 20 years you've been doing that. That's right, Bob. Thank you. I just feel like, who am I to judge others? I'm not. That's true. It could have had a hidden message. I never thought of it as pot smoking song. Hi, Kara. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, live and let live. I mean, if you ask me an opinion, I'll give you an my honest answer because I'm pretty direct. But I'm not here to make somebody feel bad, you know. And I'm not perfect. I for certainly can't afford to you know start telling somebody else what I think that they're doing wrong. Well, Libra, Paul McCartney recently was interviewed with by James Corden and talked about Lucy with in the Sky with Diamonds, and it was not about LSD. That's what he said. He said, I think it was his daughter that came home, drew a picture, and he asked her what the picture was, and she said that it was Lucy in the sky with diamonds, and that's how that came along. So, but I mean, when I grew up, I thought LSD too. Yeah, Lucy Sky Diamonds. LSD. You guys are my kind of people. I'm not inhibited about talking about stuff. I mean, pretty much anything is okay to talk about. And I like diversity. I would not want to be, I don't want to be like everybody. That's why church I don't go to church too often anymore. I do go once in a while. Because I don't think like everybody else. And I find that the people are very judgy. They don't. I know they're not meaning to be, and they would say that they're not perfect. But I'm not into like I don't want to judge. I don't want you to judge me either. You might. You're probably going to judge me. We all judge, but I'm not going to voice my opinions on what I think people should be like. And it's really hard because on Facebook in particular, which I do look at because my family's on it. Both sides are on it. I have friends that my cousins in New York and friends in California and Washington that are very left. They are, liberal, totally liberal. And then there's people here in this town, and they're on my Facebook, and they're totally Republican and right wing. And I'm like, I don't like to even be either one. I am more liberal. I have to say, I'm more liberal than I am conservative. But I don't even like to say that because I think politics is the worst thing out there. It's just as bad as it's to me, and that's my opinion. Well, Paul McCartney wrote the song, so why wouldn't you want to believe the guy that wrote the song? Come here, Lily. I believe him. But I mean, in the 60s, it did sound to me like that too. Hey, you see her? She's laying on the couch, doing her tears. Ooh. I just seem to go. Let's see. Let me show you Lily, a little precious Lily. There she is. Of course, she's going to move. She does some funny stuff. She like lays flat out and she jumps and barks. So cute. Lily. I gave her a bath last night. Come here. Precious dog. I agree. Stop labeling everybody. I know, Judith, you can't get away from it. That's what I was going to say. Is I get on Facebook and I see these people putting everything down and these people putting everything down opposite. It's like, jeez. And I think, honestly, it used to be that you could you could have a discussion. I mean, when I grew up, there were Republicans and Democrats, and you'd have a discussion. You wouldn't necessarily try to think you could change the other person. People here that around here seem to think that their way is the right way, the only way, and that's it. I agree, Bob. You should be able to disagree and go on and be friends. Lily is a little doll, Kara, and she's a character. She is something else. Yeah, I try to stay away from it, but like I said, it's on, I see it on Facebook and it's like, oh, sometimes I want to like unfriend people that have to talk about what they believe in. And it just, I agree to disagree. Exactly. I just find it to be a very difficult subject. I agree, Libra. Holistic living is the way to go for me too. I know, Grandma Cat. I know. You can lose your friends just because you believe a certain way, they believe a certain way, and then you stop talking. Never used to be like that. It's pretty sad. Because the other day, I forget what I said on Facebook, and my friend up in Palm Springs, California, a gay guy friend of mine, and he said, "Did you drink the Kool-Aid?" And I'm like, that really insulted me. Okay, RV, keeping it rolling along. I know. I think like nowadays people get really angry and they put you down because if maybe you don't think like they do or you don't want to hear their side, and it's not good. I've never seen people like that in all my years. This is like the last couple few years has really changed the way that people deal with each other and how people trying to prove that they're right. Hi, K9. I mean, sorry. Hi, Lucia. Right, Bob. And I don't like it. I really don't. Come here. Let's say hello to everybody. Say hi. I am Lily Bell. I am so cute. Can't you see how cute I am? I'm just a hairy little cute thing. That's why we have these no political talk rooms, because who needs that, right? And I am, yeah, I mean, I'm certainly, I'm a, and oh, I love, oh God, there's this commercial that just drives me nuts. It's this man running for, I think, city commissioner, and he says something like, "Don't let Democrats want to change Texas to California," and like, where did he get that? Right, Libra. Everything's been a big lie to us anyway. The way that meat is taken, how we get our meat and to the grocery store, and all the pesticides that they've sprayed so they can make more money. And I mean, you could get really angry, and there's just so much that's really we've been screwed over. So, yeah, I agree with you, Patty. I've learned a lot in the last year about how our food, how terrible our food is. And oh, I bought some milk. I gave it away. I took it over to Kathy. She said her mom would take it. It was a half gallon of lactose free, I thought, okay, low fat. It was disgusting. The milk tasted sweet. It tasted like they added something sweet. I'll take the lactose. Yeah, yeah. Most of the time, that's why I stay away from all the subjects because it's sad. Yes, exactly, Bob. You and I are on the same page. I agree with all of you. I mean, you have to pick sides. Yeah. And all this stuff with, no, your Valium consumption's not at all offensive. I think people are just worried a little bit about what you say you're comfortable with. Has nothing to do. I mean, you're going to leave because you think that you're being offensive. Has anyone said that you were offensive? Come on now, Jake. Yeah. So no. I mean, I personally think, and this is all I can speak from, that in my mind, I have tried Valiums, and 10 milligram of Valiums put me to sleep. Doesn't mean that I'm offended. I hope that you don't leave thinking that, because it's not offensive. It's more like we just kind of like, I don't even think it's worry. I just think that it's hard to believe that a doctor would be giving you that. That's all. And if you need it and that's what you live your life and you're doing well, okay, listen. But I am not offended. Right, more concern, I would say. It's good to talk about certain things, because maybe when you leave here you'll think about it, and you might think about trying to take less. Maybe not, maybe. But I certainly don't want you to leave feeling that you've offended anyone, because you haven't. Exactly, Leisure. Yeah, you've just built up a tolerance. So for you, like, probably 40 milligrams is like 10. I just don't want you to, keep taking it if it's going to make you where you're so addicted that you get sick when you don't have it. But anyway, if he left, he left. I didn't want him to leave. You can always Google it and check it out yourself. It's not what we're saying. Exactly, Judy. Sometimes you have a choice when you see like let's just say a political thing. You can click and either put them in a like timeout for 30 days or less of that stuff, and I do that. Well, anyway, that's what he feels. I don't feel that way, so I hope you come back and visit. Yeah, and if it's needed, that's what it's for. I've like when my husband passed away, I used lorazepam, but I just don't. I don't. Thank God, I don't have to have any of it. The only disease I have is overeating, like sugar addict. That's my drug, and I haven't had any. I'm trying really hard now to back off of sugar so that I can start to like lose a few pounds. But it's a process. And I mean, I went to the store and didn't buy anything off my little food plan. Well, Jake, don't ever leave here because you think that, you're welcome here. You just gave us the information, and we told you our thoughts on it. Trying to do low carb too, and I am doing it. I haven't eaten much today. This morning I get sandwich thins, so they're real thin round sandwiches, and I put chive cream cheese, some smoked salmon, a few capers, a slice of tomato, and a squeeze of lemon, and that was my breakfast. Well, I think it's wonderful that you shared it with us. And I had a hard boiled egg and a peach. That was it. That's wonderful. Think agape. Yeah, it's not easy to weed yourself. It's like weeding myself off sugar. It's just a little less until it's not calling me constantly. Kathy made. I do have this. I'll show you. We have pecan trees, and so anyway, she made pecans. They're really good. She put like all kinds of seasoning. They're savory. Mm, like kind of Worcestershire sauce, mustard. I don't know what you put. Dried mustard, garlic, salt. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits, can you know? Get all the words. Remember, a hookah smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Now I got into pecans. Oh, they're so good. Yeah, I like them sweet too. She can do sweet, but these are savory and they're delicious. She brought them to family night. I take, um, I do take Tylenol PMs or ibuprofen PMs at night sometimes because I have to sleep and I don't get tired. Yeah, that song was definitely about drugs. Mm, 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 mm. That would be good. Honey roasted pecans. I love sprouts. Oh, it's delicious. It really is. They're in the oven. Puts a little butter and seasonings, and they get a little yummy roasted tasting. The best part about these pecans is they're free. I have some melatonin. I've tried. Let's show you. I got these at Kendall and Company. Valerian root. You ever tried that? That's supposed to help you sleep. And I have melatonin in here somewhere. Sometimes I'll try one. I watch a lot of YouTubers too, canine therapy. I wish there was a way to have where Rosie wasn't afraid. Right now it's raining again, and Rosie's under my table, right by my feet. No, melatonin is not valerian root. Yeah, if you look up valerian root, I think it's kind of like Valium. It might be what's in Valium. What's liquid gold? I never heard of that. Lily loves anything I eat. Excuse me. Well, they've linked a lot of stuff to that. But I only take, I don't take it, a lot of them. You can make it with maple syrup and butter and cinnamon or whatever, and then roast them in the oven. Hope you don't mind me eating. I should make dinner. I gotta stop. Okay. It was another birthday tonight, too. And I really didn't want to have birthday cake. And I would have probably wanted birthday cake. It's pretty simple. You just get a flat um, cookie, like a cookie sheet, and spread them out. Or in a skillet. You can do it in a skillet, too. Add butter. I think she put in a bunch. She told me garlic, um, cayenne pepper. I think she put some Worcestershire sauce in there or soy sauce, and they're good. We pick up. I mean, during the pecan season, man, we had so many pecans. It was amazing. Yeah, potato chips are. I've never really been a potato chip person. I'll have some, but it's not something I think about. So my last video was the ride in chat. I didn't realize that y'all liked when I took you for a ride and just talked. I thought it was going to be really a boring video, but it's all Lily. Next time I go to Lubbock, I'll go to Sprouts again. Dried papaya with chili. Whoa. Yeah, my Achilles heel is like ice cream and hot fudge or yummy cookies. Yeah, Lubbock's a nice ride. It's 2 hours drive. Yeah, sugared peanuts is the same thing as like the pecans. We get some beautiful clouds here, don't we? I like dark chocolate any way you give it to me. Turtle Sundae. Now that sounds good. Last time I had a turtle Sundae was in Michigan with Kathy. There was this we did arts and crafts shows in Michigan for several weeks in the summer, and there was this place along the lake that just people would come out with hot fudge sundaes and with caramel and the nuts, and I was like, that's right up my alley. It's a dark alley. Danger. Lily wants more. She wants some stuff. Loads of real whipped cream. I like a real whipped cream, not the fake stuff. When I was on keto and I was on it for like 3 months, I got the urge for sweets, which eventually took me away. But I would do like real whipped cream, and then put like it could be like strawberry jello or cherry jello, just the dry, and mix it in and make, or vanilla, and sit there with a bowl of whipped cream. Lake Michigan's beautiful. Yeah, I like Adventure Fan Man. He's a cool man. Yes, he is. I'll show you something that Lily does. Lily. She takes Q-tips out of my mouth. Ready? Take it. Don't call me a liar. You always make me a liar. High five. Low five. Bump. My favorite pie. Okay, let's talk about favorite pie. My very favorite pie, if it's made right, is peanut butter pie. And if I kept talking about it, I'm gonna have to like find something. Yeah, some people like salty stuff. I want to talk to you. Lily likes anything I eat. She's such a people eater. Sometimes she won't eat her own food. She doesn't eat a lot though, just a little. I know, she knows when she's on camera. Come on, go ahead. We sleep together every night. I haven't. I guess I don't think I've had the Walmart peanut butter pie. I usually have when somebody makes it like fresh and it's at family night. How can I not have a taste? Did you see those little squares, those peanut butter squares that Beverly made the other day, last Saturday? Those were good. They had peanut butter and chocolate chips and dark chocolate. Yeah, peanut butter cream. Woohoo! I love peanut butter too. That's another thing. I can't even have a jar of peanut butter around. I buy peanut butter in those little round things, like, like serving size, so that's all I get. I know, Leisure. Well, she had told me she made them like the week before and then dropped the whole thing, was a glass dish, and it cracked or something. So she couldn't serve them, but she told me about them, and I'm like, are you going to make it again? Grandma Patty said her favorite pie is apple pie with Macintosh apples. And Agape likes Lemon meringue pie. My dad loved lemon meringue. You know, have you ever tried I forget what's the name of that lady that she made a racial slur, so she was kicked off Food Channel. Ah, but she has a really good restaurant. Can't think of it. Anyway, it's sticky, like sticky, gooey butter cake. Is that what you're talking about? Key lime pie. And when I lived in Key West, that was what people ate, key lime pie. Paula Dean. Yeah, Kathy and I went to Savannah on one of our trips doing arts and craft shows, and we had dinner at a restaurant, and oh, it was so good. Yeah, I never met a pie I didn't like. Yeah, I mean that's one of the decadent. I never would buy a pie because it wouldn't last. Yeah, she was for a long time very decadent food, but boy, Lady in the Suns, yeah, I went there and it was good. Yum yum. Yeah, she lost. Well, she lost her TV trip just because being saying the wrong thing. Words are powerful, even when it's a mistake. Got to be careful what we say to each other. Do you have some of that in your house? Think agape. Uh-oh. Yes, I am a beater. She had to lose weight for a while. She got sick. This is the one I just sold this one, but I think that turned out really pretty. I don't know if you can see it. That's part of my beating, but it's sold. Seattle Judy says she's not bragging, but I made homemade strawberry cream puffs recipe that won a baking contest. And if you come to Seattle, I would make some for me. Ooh. Well, I've got a good friend, Chris. She lives right there near Seattle. If I ever get there, you'll know. Yeah, you're right, Patty. Thank you, Anne. Sounds pretty good. A baking contest. I'm not much of a baker. I don't really bake. Occasionally I'll try something, but I'm more of a cook. I cook because I don't bake because if I baked, I would eat it. So family night, Saturday nights, man, every Saturday night someone's baked a cake or made a pie and I'll have a piece or birthday cake someone's birthday every month. It might have been Libra what she said earlier and it came out, you know, just like all this stuff that's coming out 20 years ago. Well, that's a cool thing to have won a baking contest. I'm sure I'd like to try some of those. Anything sweet is up my alley. Leisure said, "What town were you going to move to with the RV park?" Wandering Jimmy, I don't know who that is, has been wandering all over there, and I wonder if he has been to that town. I don't know what town you're talking about. You mean the town I'm in? Aw, birthday cake. Those are I like. Just give me the frosting. 6. Tanny just turned 7. There's lots of RV parks up there. I don't know. I never heard of him, Wandering Jimmy. Is that the name of his channel? I'll probably get to go to Seattle eventually because I love Chris. She's the one that helped me drive from Alabama to Texas. Oh, wow. I need to look him up. Advice for someone in your late 40s? I don't know. I hope you've been putting money away because you're going to get old. And when you're in your 60s, you're going to be happy you did. You'll have to check him out. Late 40s is a good age, though. You know everything by 40s. Now you just have to, like, fine tune your old age because you're going to get old and you need to. That's something that I should have done. Me and Kathy both should have done that. Well, the 20 years that we were making jewelry and selling it and stuff. Yeesh. That's the one thing I say to people that are in their like 20s. Just think about, I know it's hard to think about it because when I was in my 20s, 30s, even 40s, I didn't want to think about when I turned 62 or 65 and I was, going to live on Social Security. But if I could tell somebody, one thing of advice, it would be to pay your older self. Every time you get a check, pay your older self, whether it's $20, whatever you could afford, because it grows. And if you don't touch it, then you get older and you have your Social Security and you have a little nest egg. That's true, Bob. Yeah, now I pretty much live, month to month. And speaking of my living, please give me a thumbs up. If you've enjoyed the talk tonight and the chat, just give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask. And look at my Etsy shop. When you start thinking about buying gifts or something for yourself, I always have a link to my Etsy shop and my Facebook page and my Instagram on every video in the information. So that would be cool. I've got a lot of stuff on Etsy now. And I make things with full of love. I do. I don't just throw things together. I think it's time to end this video chat. What do you guys think? It's already 10 p.m. my time. I know there's 59 people watching, but I think I'm ready to call it a night. And I really appreciate you guys. Please give me a thumbs up. That's not a hard thing to do. Thanks, Kara. Bob, Kara, Leisure, Judy, all kinds of people that are here tonight. I really appreciate you all very much. Yeah, I'm happy. Oh, thank you, Orange Tabby. And I really do appreciate you guys a lot. Right, Jake, but truth is when you're in your 40s, you're going to wind up being in your 60s and you got 20 years maybe. Thanks, Kara. Thank you, Patty, so much. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Dink and Kara. All my love. Love you guys. Stay well. Have a good Sunday. We'll talk to you real soon.